Hey guys, welcome to the ninth episode of our series Linux Basics for Hackers. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at Linux file permission. It is very important to secure your system as well as to exploit vulnerability in other systems. So, as a hacker or as a pen tester, you must have knowledge of this. So, guys, let us begin this video without any further delay. So, I have divided this video into four parts. The first part is water file permission. We will take a look at this. Thereafter, we will see why permissions matter for hackers. And thereafter, we will see how to change permission with chmod command. And thereafter, we will see how to change ownership of file with chown command. Okay. So, let us begin this video. So, guys, first of all, let me open this. Okay. So, what are file permissions? So, just let me add a file over here. 1 minute. Okay. Suppose here we have a file. A particular file can have you can say three kind of permission. Okay, so the first is who can read it, denoted by r. Second is who can modify it or who can write it, denoted by w. And the third one is who can execute it. It is usually for binary files or script file. It is denoted by x. So guys, these are three permissions which a file usually have. Now, since there are three kind of permissions, number one is who can read it, who can write it, and who can execute it, among whom these permissions are divided. So again, let me just take one more file. So guys, the file permissions can be set for three different kind of people. Number one is user. User is usually the person who has created the file or to whom the ownership has been transferred. Okay. The second one is group, any particular group. Permission for group can also be set individually. And the third one is others, which is everyone other than user and group. So guys, the permission can be set for user, group, and others individually. We will see later how to set them. So first of all, let us again come to our terminal, and here let me show you. Let me increase its size first. Okay, now if you type ls-l, so guys, you can see over here after giving this command, we got many directories as well as we have one file too. Okay, now you might get confused after watching this. No need to get overwhelmed. I'll just try to break it down. Okay, so focus on this part. This part. Okay. So we have first one place whether it is written D or it can be just empty space. D means that this particular file is directory, and if it has empty space or you can say dash, it means this is a file. Okay. So after that we have nine space. Nine space. The first three is these are permissions. Okay. The first three is for owner or user. The next three is for group, and the last three is for others, which we saw right now that the permissions can be given individually to user, group, as well as others. And who can give the permission? There are only two people who can give the permission. Number one is the person who is owner of the file, and the number two is root user, which you can say in terms of Linux super user, and in terms of Windows administrator. Okay, so root user can also give these permissions. Okay, now you can see for our desktop we have read write executable permission for owner. Thereafter we have read for group. Not we can't we, Group cannot modify it but can execute it. And for others again, we can others can read it, cannot write it but can execute it. You can see this file which I have created, you can say 5 minutes ago. It is a file. Since you can see at the place of D it has a dash symbol. For the owner we have read write permission but the owner can't execute it. Again for the group we have read and write permission but the group also can't execute it. And for everyone others we have read permission, others cannot modify it and they cannot even execute it. Okay guys, so now let us move to another section which is okay. Before that, I guess that this is clear. The first one indicate whether this particular file is either file or a directory. The next three indicates file permissions for the user. The other next three indicate file permissions for group, and the last three indicates file permission for others. Okay, guys. Now let us move to section 2, which is why permission matter for hackers. Obviously, guys, I told you already that to protect your file as well as to exploit vulnerabilities in others, Linux file permission knowledge is very essential. And I have wrote here some reasons. You can just check it out. You can pause and read this. let us move to another section, which is section third, changing permission with chmod command. So guys, chmod means change mode. Okay, in short we say chmod, and its command name is chmod. In full form you can say change mode. Okay, so we can change permissions of any file by two ways. The first is symbolic form and the other is numeric form. i'll I'll try to explain you. Okay, so first of all, let me again bring one file over here. So guys, in symbolic form, user is denoted by U, group is denoted by G, and others is denoted by 0. To keep permission, we write plus or minus. To keep permission, we write plus, and to take permission means to not allow that particular permission, we write minus. Thereafter we write R, W, or X to give or take permission back. Okay, so I hope you understood this. I'll try to make you understand using example. So let us just dive back. And first of all, you can see a file.sh, we have the read write permission for user, and for group we have again read write permission, and for others we have just read permission. Now what we are going to do now, that we are going to give all permissions to everyone. Okay, so to do this we will simply write chmod space, and thereafter for user we want user, we want to give permission. What kind of permission we are giving? We already have read write permission, so I can simply write x. Thereafter I can keep comma, and again I'll write for group. Again I want to give to group also I want to give permission to execute, so I'll write again plus x, again comma, and thereafter for others I have to give write as well as execute permission, so I'll write plus write as well as execute, and thereafter I have to write name of that particular file, so I'll write file.sh. And if I press enter, and now if I try to check it, list as L, you can see for this particular file, which is file.sh, for owner we have read write execute permissions, which was not earlier. You can see over here. For group also we have read write execute permissions, and for others also we have read write execute permissions. Now we can take back this particular permissions by giving minus. For example, just let me write it. Instead of plus, I have to just write minus. Now let us do a thing. We have to let us take all permissions, or you can say let us deny all the permission. For others I have denied that. Again let me write minus, and read write we already have execute, and for user as well, read write execute. Now if I just press enter and I can check ls dash l, you can see we now every permission is denied. Now who can give permission or change permission of this particular file? There are only two people who can do this. Number one, who is the owner of this particular file. For example, in this case I am the owner of this file. Usually it is the person who has created this file, unless he has transferred the ownership to others. We will see this later how we can do that. And the other one is super user, or you can say root user. Now let us move to the numeric form, which is preferred, as well as it is very easy. Now guys, I'll request you that okay, knowing symbolic form is fine, but you are going to use numeric form almost all the time, because it is easy and as well as quick too. So read is denoted by 4, write is denoted by 2, and execute is denoted by 1. Although it is due to binary, but don't focus on that for now. Just that read is denoted by 4, write is denoted by 2, as well as execute is denoted by 1. Now suppose for numeric form, again this now for numeric form, you just need to know the sequence. First we give permission to user, thereafter group, and thereafter others. Now suppose I want to give read write permission to user. So what is read? It is 4, and what is write? 2. So we will add this. So 4 plus 2, 6. And suppose we want to give no permission to group as well as others, so it will be 0, 0. So what will be the command? Chmod plus 6, not plus, space 600, as well as name of the file. So just I'll try to show you using the example. It is quite easy and it is very much helpful. For example, right now I took all the permission of file.sh. Okay. Now again using numeric form, I'll try to give all the permission. So I'll give command chmod No, just you need to keep remember the sequence. For user, I want all this. I want to give all these three permission. So what will be the permission? I don't need to write U or G for group or O for others. Just the system will understand. The first one is for user, the second one is for group, and the third one is for others. So what is going to be the for user? We have 4 for read, 2 for write, and 1 for execute. So what is the sum of all this? It will be 7, right? So 7. This will indicate that we are giving all the three permissions. Okay. Now for a group, we are again going to write 7 because we are going to give all the permission, and for others as well, we are going to write 7. Okay. And they have to name of the file, which is file.sh. And you can see it is very easy compared to this. Now if I just press enter and again check the file permission, you can see all the permissions has been granted to this particular file. It is very easy and I recommend you to remember this. I'll try to again explain you. For example, suppose I want to take back all permission from user. I just want to give write permission, write and execute permission to group. So what will be for write we have 2 and for execute we have 1. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. And to others, I just want to give, for example, execute permission, which is 1. And if I write again name of the file, which is file.sh, and press enter, and if I take ls dash type ls dash l, you can see we have just write and execute permission for group and execute permission for others. So by this way, guys, you can change the permission. Okay, now let us move to the last section, which is changing ownership with chown. So guys, to change the ownership, you have to give command chown space name of the owner, name of the person whom you are transferring, or username. So let me say I'm transferring to warrior the ownership of this particular file. Thereafter you have to give a colon, and thereafter name of the group to which this particular user belong. So let me say that this particular user belong to first group. Okay, and thereafter space and name of the file, which will be in my case file.sh. So since there is no user with the name of warrior and there is no group with the name of first, so this command won't operate. But if I had a user, let's say with the name of warrior, and I had a he belonged to the particular group first, and if I would execute this program, command, it would the ownership of the file would have changed. Okay. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to our channel, and see you next video, guys. Happy hacking. Bye bye.